And let's see what awaits as the attacking side of Vodafone Giants have that one map lead. Hypoc, I'm going to ask you right here. You said you're excited for the comp changes. Which one of these teams is your favorite right now, comp-wise?
I mean, I gotta say, I'm leaning towards Guild. I love seeing the Astra. I love seeing the combination with Raze and with Viper, and then obviously the second layer to that is the Sky and the Sova, right? So I gotta say, composition-wise, I'm giving Guild the edge.
Anyone that picks a Viper will always get the edge from me as
Wins
well.
my
So
heart.
that's 2 votes for Guild. But yeah, I think in terms of the comps they're running, I like Guild a lot more. But Vodafone Giants on this map, they are a scary team. Couple of bullets swinging across. Players spotted coming out of Bath, and that causes a mass exodus from the B side. Everybody is rotating over.
This started as a 4-1 stack. It was only Yassine to spot out Showers. He was the only member actually on A. But look at this. Giants think they might have baited out a rotation, but straight away, Guild. They reset back towards B, at least with 3 now. Bonkar kind of hesitant on the rotation. We're approaching that 30-second mark, and Giants don't have an awful lot of progress.
No, they really don't. They're going in blind. No idea how many players are here. The flash up close does a decent amount of slowing there for Safe, but another 15 seconds before he has more online. Leo, good for a double before falling, and the sprays through the smoke. The recon, no, shock darts, excuse me, coming in. Fatino's managed to creep up close to spawn. They know that he can be here, but are they ready? Bonker somehow gets him. And now this is very winnable indeed. Guild with a huge man advantage, but everybody's low HP. This is winnable for David P. Look at Bonker's health. 22 on the board. Safe
I can just stick this
on 100, watching for it. And yeah, look, they're gonna stick it from where they are. He has to be quick coming around. No, it's only halfway. They're now sticking it for the other half, but David P luckily doesn't get there in time. They spot him and take him down to put the round in Guild's favor.
That's really unfortunate there, because I think Meadow only had a classic, right? And he's the one to take that first contact as they swing out from spawn, right? Bonkar somehow still manages to get the better of Fatino. I think, honestly, at that point, it's just a matter of time before Guild are able to make use of numbers. And David P, unfortunately, I mean, he has no choice here but to wrap through all the way through halls and try and find another angle of approach. But Leo, good for 2 initially on the site. Made that very difficult for Giants to at least capitalize it, right? So they get site control, but like I said, unless the spike goes down immediately, right there, it's just so difficult to hold on to.
Let's see if Guild can hold on to their lead here. Because take a look at Vodafone Giants, fully forced up on this one. Spectres, a Stinger, and a Sheriff. So I'm noticing here, Guild are putting down this wall, and Vodafone Giants are giving it no respect. They walked up in the pistol and walked to site. Now they're doing the same. They're even just taking the orb. And that is not the purpose of the wall. In fact, it's supposed to do the exact opposite. So I wonder if they've looked into that a little bit. Seems like they've a good idea of how Guild want to play this.
Ryan's happy to at least sit back. I don't know if this is intent to draw out some utility or what, but Guild initially not biting the Alto. I'm going to spot out Safe at least, but trade out with a flash here, and that's it. The hit's going to come through, Mitch. Fatino will open things up.
Yeah, a couple more jumping out of Hookah as we speak. In fact, falling back a bit.
Down.
They've avoided it completely. The brakes have been pushed, and knowing there's a player long, a player on site, they've now spotted one in spawn as well. That's information on 3 players here. They're still looking to commit, and they are being absolutely destroyed. This was a force buy for Vodafone Giants, with the exception of Bonker's Bulldog. Everybody else had pretty much equal weaponry and armor, and yet Vodafone Giants end up with just 1 kill.
It's unfortunate. I'm not sure really, even if it's just a response of 1 kill, but this kind of audible call to stop this execution coming through. I'm not sure if it was the right decision, honestly, Mitch. I felt as if they had what they needed to get onto site there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, slowing it down.
You look at a round like that where they force it. I mean, ultimately they're looking for that one pick, right? Because obviously trading 1 for 1 on the attack is always going to benefit them. So all they have to do there is just is stack up and get on site.
And the thing is, once Fatino gets out, there was a a good 3-second delay where players were not jumping out with him. He was sort of on his own, which is, you know, not great.
Benefit of hindsight, we see the top down, but a little strange.
A little bit of a hiccup. You can see the cost that will potentially apply. Nice deep nade. Looks like the gravity well that was put down had already been activated, so a little bit off timing there. And players easily escaping it. Vodafone Giants, just those pistols. They kind of want to take medium range fights here, go for the headshots, but they don't have a choice. Yassine's up close, tucked in the corner, and they've just used an orbital strike in this round? For one kill? I know it didn't get the kill, but let's say it did. That's a bit ludicrous.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, a little. I mean, even there, it's that they find that kill, they can get the plant down and ultimately use that in a post plant. Again, not here to call it either way, but it's interesting to see that in an attempt to throw that down to open up the round at least. And like you said, forces him out of the position, doesn't get the kill, but I mean, with the pinch coming through from short, Meadow found the kill anyway. All David P needs to do there is swing with him, right?
Yeah, so like the thing is, they get that frag, but it's more like the best case scenario was that player dies, and they achieved that. But what did that really achieve for the cost that they put in? You know, that was an insanely large investment.
And considering as well the value of the orbital strike on this map in particular.
Well, that's it, yeah. They've lost a big bargaining chip for future rounds. I think they're going to be perhaps wishing they had it later on. Let's see if it has any impact, though. Maybe Vodafone Giants will come in here and slap them around anyways. You can see that Guild don't really have the bonus round that we're used to seeing, where there's like all Spectres, because of that force buy that came through from Vodafone Giants and a couple of kills here and there. They've managed to pretty much fully invest and still have lots of cash left over. This is the risk you take when you second round force buy, and when you only get one kill in that second round force buy, well, yeah, they're gonna have cash.
Go get him.
Here's again, Giants going to set up at a similar default. Again, looking towards the boom bot and the turret outside Hooker, but Guild not really even entertaining it, not even contesting Hooker right now, and immediately drifting back towards A. Oh no, Fatino's blocked on the way past.
Oh, look at this. Yassine and Draken able to grab themselves some kills, but then Fatino swings back in, and they've got side control. Planned for free, and a retake for Guild. Cosmic Divide to play with here. Safe. Gonna be putting the Tiger out. Oh, in fact, the Tigers have given each other a little kiss. Did Hoodie intentionally just block that Tiger from safe? If he did, that's insane use of mechanics.
Yeah. Really, it's Fatino actually all the way in dark here. He's very tagged up. See it come through, he will actually get found. Look at this, they can shut up there. No way, safe finds the second. Leo will come through, will clean things up. Plenty of time for the defuse. Guild somehow fight back in on that, Mitch. I gotta say, they have no right.
That was crazy. The first kill that he finds means that they don't have the information on whether that spike is being stuck or not, so they have to push through the Cosmic Divide. There was no choice.
1 second,
Let's check this replay out. So I think Reddy taps it, takes this fight. No, they saw it. Oh, I'm pretty sure Fatino saw there was no one on the spike, and they still ran through.
Yeah.
So never mind. That actually takes away the excuse I was going to give them. That was a silly mistake.
Concealment.
4-0 for Guild, beginning to run away with this, at least in the first half. Giants will actually muster together a purchase here. Scrappy in terms of utility across the board, though, and only light armors. Now, Fatino one away from the showstopper, Meadow one away from the lockdown, and Woody will find an opener. Definitely doable here for the Giants as we look for them to respond. Again, set up in this default. They will drift towards A site. Especially with Ambi being noted on B long here. It might actually draw Yassine. You see that on the minimap now, Mitch. Look.
Mm-hmm. On the way over, rotating B. Weakens up this A defense nicely. All they have to concern themselves with is Draken for a moment, but Yassine's on the way back over. Utility going to keep them back for a moment. They've got to make a move now or they're going to be running into a stacked up site yet again. That's going to be the showstopper to buy them the space. And they are going to get control, but that showstopper's not going to land any kills. Still worthwhile just to get them on the side and plant it from a pretty awkward position as it was. And now Guild have to posture up for a man disadvantage retake. Those Seekers could be very useful for that.
Seekers and Hunter's Fury as well, potentially to clear something out, but brute force might be the option here for Guild. Much damage on the way in, like shock dart though. Look at that though, Ambi still falls.
I don't know how Yassine manages to survive that for the first shot anyways, but looks like Guild are thinking about leaving this one now. They found a little bit more there. If they found just one extra kill, those shock darts didn't land as they did, maybe we would see a different round, but instead, this is going to be a save from the guys over on Guild and a first round on the board for Vodafone Giants at long last. Of course, they did force by round 2, as we said. That spirals them into a pretty negative spot. So finally getting on the board here, they have a chance to connect a few more. But the problem is always going to be you don't get an eco out of Guild for quite a while now. Look at the money that they've got. This round is an easy investment, and they have so many ultimates of the Seekers and the Showstopper, as well as Hunter's Fury to work with. And the Hunter's Fury is going to be really important, potentially, in just negating Meadow's lockdown.
You're right, and actually, in terms of that second round force, we always think about that first ultimate cycle, and actually leans heavily in favor of Guild, especially, you know, now if they reset the economy. They put Giants back down on a scrappy purchase if they do decide to force. Look at the knock-on effect, and that's when you come back to those decisions like the orbital strike usage, where you really got to question that. It has a knock-on effect in terms of those rounds where you'd expect some of those ultimates to come online.
Yeah, I mean, David P's got 2 points since then. I had thought maybe that, oh, I have it online already, I'll have it in another minute, but that's not the case, and now you lose such a valuable ulti. Great shot by Draken to open things up. Somewhat questionable ultimate usage right afterwards. He's going to get a tag out of it, though. Just good damage onto Hoodie, left on 53. Nobody can heal him up.
You have to reset and peel away from this. And look at it. The problem being is Guild haven't had to drift away from this setup whatsoever. They still have Astra utility and also safe playing showers here to make sure that A site isn't compromised.
30 seconds
hit.
left.
Enough stall. Going to allow Yassine to rotate across as well. Look at that. Meadow actually found a kill on the other side of the map. That's going to draw the rotate.
Immediate rotation. And here's where you'd really love to have a Hunter's Fury, wouldn't you? That has destroyed it.
No.
Never mind. Actually managed to connect it. 10 seconds left. This has to be quick by Vodafone Giants. And Yassine is harassing them from the side. Shots by Meadow at least landing. But the spike, it's going to go down. It actually gets planted at least. Fatino in a 1 versus 2. And he finds the first. A shock dart dangerously close. And the classic is what finishes him. Great round by Draken overall. The Hunter's Fury being used up early on, I thought was going to come back to bite them, but Yassine really saved the day.
Yeah, calculated showstopper usage there on the outside of Hooker, obviously to remove that threat there. It's a great response as well, though. Great read from Giants to obviously leave Meadow in that position and try and give a couple of bits of information away to maybe make Guild believe that this A site execution is coming through, but
One enemy remaining.
great response. And again, on the flip side of that, fair play to Draken. To stay alive through there, maintain B long control, allows him to keep that sight line with the operator of all weapons.
Draken on the operator is something that, I mean, I feel like he's nowhere near the level of someone like CNET, right? I mean, then again, no one is, so that's an unfair comparison. But when you look at some of the operators that we have in the scene, I don't think Draken necessarily matches up, but that's the reason that he's not coming in here playing a Jet anymore. Those days are long, long gone. Still providing the value to his team and just having a stronger weapon. And I kind of like that. You know, the Guild don't come in saying we have to play operator to get the value out of their player. And Draken, to me, is not like a a scream jet, right? Someone that you can use to open up space and play that hyper-aggressive role. So I like that he's sticking to the Sova and just picking it up as sort of an extra piece of utility to use.
Yeah. Definitely with you on that one. As again here, again, it's not an awful lot behind this purchase in terms of the next round. Giants. And they're now a 4-round deficit. Which I think is... This kind of slow early round play is a byproduct of that, Mitch. It's almost hesitation, right? Any round they've really found value in the early round is when they've been very aggressive, really fighting for that showers control, at least, you know, pushing that a couple of steps further forwards. It looks like it might be a full-on site execute towards B here, as Safe actually going to miss that first flash and has to respect it now.
Yeah, the Killjoy util covering everything behind them, making sure no flanks can come through, watching for the faster TP play into hookah. But this is all your eggs in one basket, basically, for the long hold. And Safe somehow manages to dodge it, but a little late popping the flash around. Fatino's already on the site, and he's taken Leo down up behind. This is a bit of a whitewash from Vodafone Giants, I have to say. Bonker and Draken, the last two alive, and they're already saving.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
And that's the sort of thing with Giants, it's so fast and furious hits. Again, Safe, the opportunity to dip his toes, maybe find a kill, maybe even just get traded out to slow things down there, but some good utility from Giants forced him off those close angles. The Owl drone backed up by Hoodie's flashes, and ultimately it led to the Hunter's Fury getting invested, I think, on the back of that early information. Really, really good clearance there from Giants, and it will be rewarded with a flawless round victory. I've just said that now. Two of them are going to die, aren't they? They're going to hit the TP.
They're right next to it. It looks like it's a possibility, but... and he goes.
That's optimistic.
Yeah, that was... I was going to say...
That's a Yampy Odin lineup right there.
Oh, no. Don't do him like that.
He's lit. Push him.
He's cracked. At this point, you come into such an early lead over on the guild side that the comfort level is definitely going to be sky high. But after that previous round, a full long rush just desolating them. Obviously, the Hunter's Fury did a lot to really push them out of comfort zones. But at the same time, that last back-to-back site taking Leo down shouldn't really happen either. Maybe he was in the middle of putting smokes down.
Yeah, and the other factor to consider here is, we've already talked about Giants sitting in this default so many rounds, right? It's only ever really Ambi to show presence in terms of utility towards B long, so nothing given away by Giants in these, you know, opening rounds. But now, yes, the scoreline's 5-2, but they can play things like that to their advantage now. They can stack up behind, you know, 1 point on this default and execute behind it.
The more I watch Vodafone Giants, especially Fatino, the more he gives me those like Guild and Yassine vibes. And just the overall approach from them of much slower early rounds. They'll fight for a little bit of map control and then they'll explode out with no warning. And it's a team that doesn't base themselves often around heavier information. Like, they will run into stacks sometimes because they like to just be explosive and try to catch you off guard. And sometimes that backfires. What could be an example of that is that there's 4 players on this A site right now, and they are running straight towards it, getting torn apart by that operator to start with, and he's got a little bit of support here as well. It is only a classic, unfortunately, but you'll take it if it's going. Draken taken down, and, well, this is looking like it's going to be fairly convincing. Spike plant in, Bunker, the last man alive, and, well, I don't think that's a Jonas lineup quite.
I have to clip that one, actually.
Yeah, send that on to him. He'll put it on his Discord. And somehow, even with the god tier lineups, it hasn't worked out.
It's crazy they're able to reset, actually, there in the... But no, I'm joking. So, nonetheless, Giants put another on the board. Again, 2 weapons saved through from the previous round for Guild, so no real surprises there, but they will lose the operator. Backside of that, and Ambi plays this perfectly. Again, here, Especially when you hear the classic as well, the tendency is to just go full force, right? And you can see here, it's another 5-6 seconds or so pass beyond that, where actually Giants are in position to you know, capitalize on the backside of that pressure elsewhere behind default. Now, actually, Safe and Draken going very close actually on B long again. Giants probably going to try and stack up behind, but I would question how many people were spotted by that owl drone for this to work once again, Mitch.
Yeah, there's going to be a drone coming out on the other side. Safe now getting hit up by that orbital strike, but he will survive a couple of early round tags, and out goes the Tiger, confirming they're still here. Good grab, well, keeps them in position and really stops them from getting much off the back of those Seekers. They have spotted Leo in the center of the site, but he repositions and catches Fitino off guard. Not going to be caught by the same old tricks. Meadow eventually takes him down with a nicely placed Nano Swarm, and the arrow out by Draken. Perfect timing from Hoodie. Evened up numbers. Low HP on a couple of these guild players, and all three are coming from spawn and elbow. Good smoke to get them out, actually. That was a good smoke. Vodafone Giants smoke. Why is... All right, well, they've decided to let guild onto the site with a nice little helping hand of the smoke. But it's just so they can get kills. See, that's the big play. They're farming ultimates here. That's what we didn't see. It might not be working out because David P is dead already. But luckily, it's cleaned up by the rest.
And a respond from 2 kills, finally showing his hand from hookup. And a nice round once again from Giants. Yeah, I mean, I questioned the effectiveness once again. I'm not sure what exactly was seen on the owl drone because I didn't see an instant rotation on the back of that. Yes, there was I think 3 players committed in the early round, but I'm not sure if the third was still there at least. Be interested to take a look back at that, but again, guild in the right place to at least greet that pressure, but Giants win out once again.
Yeah, they do. Starting to take a few steps towards this guild scoreline, just one away from equalizing. Take a look at what's happening here. David P wanting to make a late play through middle, letting them get a bit of space first, and he finds the initial kill. Knowing he's up against pistols, got to be that little bit more cautious, and Yassine has a showstopper online, but with 13 HP, it is very unlikely that that's going to be used in this round.
Safe actually creeping down B long here, and Ambi's just giving up that angle. But again, talked about the default. The turret's there for just that reason. The contingency's in place, and Ambi actually going to pick it up once again. Spike not committed anywhere, so Giants, they know how Guild are going to want to try and play this, at least in the first half of this round. I find some value off these lesser weapons. Leo actually has the Spectre here now. He's playing close enough, at least.
Well, he certainly is now.
Yeah.
He's tucked all the way up. Will they check it as they come out? You know, well, they mollied it. So fair enough. They will check it, and he still gets away with a kill. Being revealed through that and eventually taken down by the mid push. Yassine on his 13 HP. Dead to rights. Safe. Well, they know where he's coming from. Little flash popped out. They don't know that he snuck in necessarily, but they are watching it, holding it, and there we go. Yeah, he is not going to have a good time right now. If he can at least get one. No. 5-5. Vodafone Giants have done a spectacular job of equalizing this. I mean,
they really have.
On paper, I was looking at this as a Vodafone Giants map, but after Guild just sped into the lead, I was starting to just completely rethink my perspective on it.
Well, this is the thing that quite often is overlooked, right? Especially if you go, what, four rounds down, right? These early rounds, the only thing you can really take away from those losses is actually, you know, conditioning. And like I said, sitting in that default so many rounds and doing nothing with it has actually kept Guild guessing, right? There's very few tells as to what Giants are going to put together in these rounds, and now they're reaping the rewards of that, right? So yes, their losses early on, but it's keeping Guild kind of in this constant state of second guessing.
Oh, here's the showstopper from Fitino chasing down the long players, and an easy double with Safe and Bunker both falling. A spectacular opening to one of the last rounds that we're going to see in play as well. Guild had fully invested, chucked all their cash at it, and now their credits are so low. I mean, look, they've lost so many rounds. What, 4 in a row? They don't have money. And off the back of a showstopper yet again, and we saw it on Split, right? Fatino's push out onto a site that just completely opened it on A and gave them the round, and the same thing has happened here.
It's just crazy. And again, Fatino's been so good at doing just that. I mean, single-handedly, both opening up and effectively securing around himself. I know you likened him earlier. He's really coming to his own, honestly. It's been one of the most exciting aspects of this roster in recent months.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
I don't want to stay on their miracle run, on their dream run.
There you go.
Last round in the half.
But I mean, that's always been a thing. Like, Fatino has been an exciting player since he was first around. Obviously, you've got Hoodie coming in, and we all know that Counter-Strike is the best feeder for this game. Players that have backgrounds in other games like Fortnite sometimes succeed. PUBG, not really.
I mean, your boy Dre is our saving grace. We hold on to that one for the rest of time. For eternity.
Yeah, there's not really any
Until
PUBG. Your boy Dre. Your boy Dre. He's here.
He's in there. He's in there. Highest ACS, I'll have you know, actually, in the North American playoffs. So, what's that say?
Well, when we talk about
Sad
the
state
best
of affairs over there in NA, that's what that says.
Yeah. When we talk about the best region, which is obviously EU, then we can see that there's not really any PUBG players up there towards the top.
Oh, Coldamenta. Coldamenta, what are you talking about?
Coldamenta was a PUBG player?
Yep.
He was Battalion?
No, you just backed yourself into a corner.
I didn't know he was in PUBG.
I just remembered now, so I'm going to use that one as well as your boy Dre, so...
Oh, that's interesting. Very interesting, because I knew he had I know Coldamenta from Battalion. I didn't know he was in PUBG as well. There you go.
Yeah, I know.
I learn something new every day.
A good game.
From VALORANT, obviously.
Yeah.
A superior.
That was more of a roast of Battalion, but nice misdirection there, Mitch.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I'm reporting this.
Time to hunt.
I know. 1 round left to play out. A bunch to work with here for Guild, actually, as they come into it. And those Seekers in particular, man, I love that ultimate. It's just so strong. And both of these teams as well, they play off them really, really well. And we've seen the counters of Astra utility to keep them back. So you got to be quite selective when you're actually popping these Seekers, because just using them to entry aside alone won't necessarily work. Yassine's up top, and he hasn't been spotted, but he hasn't seen them run out either. And David P still checks it. Why does he check it? I don't know. But now they've got the site. That I can say for sure. Vodafone Giants overrunning it, popping down the lockdown to guarantee control as they go in for the plant, excuse me. You probably want to give this to Ambi, realistically. He's just 2 away from the Hunter's Fury in the last round. And it's unlikely that Hoodie's going to get his online. He would still need 2 kills, but I guess they're not quite at that level. They're more concerned about just getting it planted than, maximizing it.
Recon bolt out will be dealt with immediately, but Guild now at a major disadvantage on this retake. Hoodie holding very close contact. Ambi finds the second Drak, and 51 HP. A 1v4 presents itself. Will be able to find it. Nope. Hoodie will step ahead, shut him down. Giants close out 7-5, Mitch, in...
Switching sides.
I don't know how deep they've had to dig for that, but what a recovery in that half.
They were 5-1 down, man. Like, they won 6 in a row to get here, which is incredible. That is a strong attack side, and now their defense, I mean, this is their map. They feel comfortable here. They picked it here, right? Didn't they? Yeah, Guild picked the previous and lost. So this is Vodafone Giants map pick too. So they are in every single way the most comfortable, because you have to think about it in terms of how it feels playing this game. We've all had those games. You're 7-5 down if you're Guild. You're 7-5 down, but in reality, you've lost, 6 rounds in a row. So you feel like you're 12-0 down. It starts to feel really bad really quickly.
So Guild actually going to stack up short here. Wall cut off lamps, but this nano swarm actually going to slow things down. You've seen actually opts to push on through. The second flash is perfect, but Meadow there to greet him on the other side. David P will find one as well.
Down A.
Giants just in perfect timing on that. That is absolutely beautiful, Mitch.
And they've just ran them over. And Draken, is it going to be flawless? Yes, it is. Wow.
That's such a nice
Not the way you
pistol
want
round
this
to
to go.
just watch back, honestly. And again, the small things again, just sitting back on that initial contact and Meadow being in position to shut down. You've seen ultimately, right? He gets that close and the second flash goes through. You have to find something because the clock's ticking, right? As soon as Bonkar's wall falls, Lamps becomes a threat once again. There's a finite amount of time for Yassine to get something done on site there, and the space isn't enough.
I need to quickly just interject here, Hypoc, because we're coming up to an eco from Guild, so I feel like I've got time. I didn't get to finish my point earlier, and I see chatter picking up, and they're like, there's a lot of NA people in chat, you know, learning from the best region. I respect it, but they're missing the point. You know, one lucky result at a LAN event, first international LAN for a lot of the EU players. It was their first LAN ever. There's a lot of things to consider there. All I'll say is surely the best region would have the most slots in Masters, right? And the most important events. So why don't we add up NA and EU slots? Why don't you guys go to Liquipedia or whatever, tot them up and let me know. Let me know who has more slots.
Maths is not my strong point, so I wouldn't dare interject there.
Just don't try to add on stream. Don't never do it.
No.
We've learned those lessons the hard way.
So you
But yeah, all I'm saying, EU has more slots than NA, so we're better.
So Yassine has been there for so long, and David P still checks it again. Most diligent player in the lobby right now.
The man has the patience to lurk for like 10 rounds straight and not see anyone. I think, yeah, he's pretty patient.
Down A.
He's got that under control, under lock. And as we said, this was one of those kind of throwaway rounds. Guild have literally full pistols. They're not going ludicrous like Vodafone Giants and force buying it in the second round. So they come out and they just get smashed. We expect it. Roll on to the next. 9-5, this is where things get interesting. Bonus round for Vodafone Giants. If they win this, well, that's pretty much a nail in the coffin for Guild. They've got to win a couple of rounds now, really, to get back on that board.
There's a point where actually, especially with the 7-5 scoreline, where it just becomes like I always say it comes down to a matter of time, right? In terms of the economy, you can get locked out so easily with just that 2-round difference of the half switch. But gotta see Guild respond here. Now's the time to do it again. Giants actually going to ride through with 3 Spectres and a Sheriff. Wall once again. Box off Lamps, but not able to get close enough and drift away here. But look at the setup. Look at the setup from Giants. It's just rotating. 1 on A. They're now drifting towards B. As I say that, actually, the pinch from Showers might be keeping Guild interested. This is Giants trying to capitalize on these weapons, right? But
absolutely. And it's a good setup. Killjoy can possibly deter some of these guys from pushing on forward. And a lot of the time, you're going to be able to do that with those nano swarms coming down as we speak. Alarm bot up close, but they're already pushing out to the side. They're full committing to it. Guild have made the right call on this gamble. Now they've just got to deal with these weaker weapons. Meadow, I swear he heard those steps. I guess he thought it was a teammate. The timing was so poor for him.
Yeah.
And because everyone dies so quickly, the flank from David P and Fatino, as late as it is completely useless.
And it's a Spectre and a Sheriff, so Guild are just going to play distance here, and I don't even think they're going to retreat down short. Again, they know exactly what's going on here. The recon bolt will go out, but even if it does, I'd be very surprised. I'd be very surprised if Guild give one away here. I'm surprised.
I am now surprised. He's even lobbed in a nade. And then died to the spike. He didn't deliver the weapon, did he?
No.
Left that one behind.
I would hope not.
Well, Oh, the other thing about that is with the TP, when you left click it through, right, it goes deceptively far.
It like lands inside Hooker.
Yeah, literally. I mean, that happened to us, right? I didn't play Raze that much. I used to play her in beta before I switched to Sova and then Viper. So I was like, oh, just left click a nade. And I'm thinking like how far the nade goes. I'm like, it's going to land outside Hooker for the fight. We're perfect. And then you're like, yeah, I'm 50 HP. It's just landed at your feet. I don't know what it does. It like accelerates it.
It's a speed boost through the TP.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's like you get Brimstone's little molly gun and just shoot it through. It was flying. Oh, just like you've seen. Out of there. Using up a little blast pack to stay safe.
This tier, in terms of the economy, Mitch, is the pivotal round. Again, potentially, on the back of this, Guild might be able to muster together a force, but it will be a force bite. I don't think there will be an awful lot in the tank after that, and that will be Giants, then on double digits, a 4-round lead, and that's when it becomes just... I mean, it really starts stacking against you, because look at the ultimate cycle. Again, Fatinho kind of ahead, you could say, but everything else would be coming online then. That's a big kill.
Oh, I could have even seen a second coming out of that one. Guild lucky to pull that one back. Good play by Leo, who once crossed back over to his teammates with that spike. He was just
30 seconds left.
He was seconds away from being caught.
This is bad as well, because the turret's spotting contact. That might make them think they're playing deep.
Oh, the kill as well. They're full baited. They have no idea about this. The lurk from David P. It works so many times on the attack, but on the defense, he's even more dangerous. 10 to 6.
Was absolute perfection. And again, everything works out. The turret's set up to catch first contact, like I said. Meadow actually swings on it, which I'm surprised by, but finds a kill. And it's the perfect bait, because all Guild want to do here is trade that kill. They want to throw bodies in. They think that it's only Meadow. They try and close the distance. This is fantastic.
Gunner.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, I love it so much, man. The trigger discipline on that as he takes the kills. Whew. Beautiful thing. And Guild now, if they weren't already feeling pretty demotivated, I reckon they are right about now. The dog, the tiger injured there. Just limping in hookah like, oh, there's no one here, guys. But Guild, despite committing some utility towards hookah in the early stages, they are falling back. And I think they understand that because these guys dropped out of hookah, they are currently stacked up on B because they don't have the control. They're expecting there to be a blitz out any second now. And here come the Seekers confirming it's an A hit and giving that information away that Meadow's on the back side. The flash blinds him. Oh, how does he still get a kill? He even deals with the Seeker afterwards, stays alive for even more. There's a player on his left. He's heard him walk up and only a lack of ammo seems to stop him. Safe, luckily able to do a little more and pull out a triple kill to even the numbers up. Guild are right back in it and they're playing a nasty post-plan setup here. We haven't seen this for quite a while.
It has it. It's going to run the clock down as well. So ahead of when the retake comes through, Giants now going to have the information of where both should be. See what they do here. The second snakebite coming through. Actually, one ahead. They will get to half. And Ambi's going to find a kill. This could go horribly wrong here if Bonkar doesn't find another kill.
That defuse on its way.
Oh, no,
the spray from Bonker is perfect. Oh, and he gets them both. This was a round that Guild desperately needed, and having connected it now with, I mean, a disadvantage coming into it, really, they are now hot on the heels of Vodafone Giants, just 3 behind. This was looking like Vodafone were going to just run away with it. I really just saw Giants taking this win easily, but the comeback has been mounted.
I mean, this is the one here. And this, again, Ambi just considers the possibility that it comes from showers and not sure. It's just a moment's lapse in concentration. He's watching it the whole time. And again, as soon as the poison orb comes up, you got to say, Bonkar swaying with a Spectre. Again, it's only really the decay that wins that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, without the decay. If that's a smoke they're inside of, it's GG. Oh, run out of there real quick. I have to say,
launching smoke.
The orbital strikes have had next to no impact in this. Oh, well, that is unfortunate. David P's orbital strikes need a little bit of work, but David P himself doesn't need that much. Pretty on point. Nice shock darts. I love it, but the blast back play yet again. Yassine's able to make it to sight. We saw Fatino do this again and again. He's caught. Oh, it didn't kill him, and he pulled out the nade thinking it was clear up close, but with 8 HP, Meadow had somehow survived a rocket to the kneecaps, and now he's healed all the way up. An aggressive stance by Draken, and a good connection. I don't even think Fatino was being decayed there.
No, again, the recon bolt had long expired as well. I think actually it was from the Owl drone, if I'm not mistaken, but still finds that kill. Guess still lurking on the same angle, or at least trying to hold on to it just in case the push comes through. And now, what a switch up. This is going to be 2 rounds difference and 4 survive from Guild. That's an important factor when we talk about building back into a comeback like this. Guild making all the right moves. I talked about actually on the flip side, the pivotal round being in favor of Giants. Guild making me eat my words, Mitch.
You and I both, man. I mean, this is not the situation I saw unfolding in front of us, but that's even more credit to Guild, their ability to keep themselves in it. It's incredible. Look at Giants. They've got no money. This is 10-9. At least it should be, but a heavier investment could come out of these other players. I mean, like, you look at Meadow, he's got 600 credits remaining, Hoodie on 9 after saving over those weapons. I'm surprised they don't full commit to the force buy, but I guess maybe that second round of the first half has scared them away.
See, actually, Meadow did invest in the util. At least Patino somehow doesn't die, but
I have the spike.
Fortunately, comes away from that one, the loser of that engagement. Hoodie's actually going to rotate over, but he has he didn't purchase anything. He can't even heal him up. Patino's going to be stuck on 30 HP now.
Tagged all the way down. He's towards B, so he might not even be tested in this one. That A-side push takes down Meadow right away. One weapon drop. David P getting caught as well. Good clearance by Safe. Knows there's a player up close. Has to avoid the tags by the recon. He does that expertly. I don't think anyone needs to re-aggress at this point. Up against these pistols, like, obviously Hoodie has a rifle saved, but you just don't want to go forward and give away a weapon because they will quickly snatch it and run away. Run for the hills. Good nade to clear the corner. No one there. The Sheriff wants some damage, wants some kills. Oh, all right. That's a frag, I guess. A little headshot through the box to take down Draken, but that's going to be all she wrote. Hoodie ideally looking to just save this weapon. They are starting to close in the distance, though.
But the important thing is for him to hold on to the light armor here, because that makes the repurchase even more difficult. So he's staying. Getting here, and I'm not sure which way around it was with Meadow and Hoodie, if I'm not mistaken, but was it 400 and 900? Did you say? I know you called out before that round started, but
4-6 or 6-9, 600,
okay.
900.
Yeah, that's gonna be into. Okay, no, he's on 3800. I thought it would be a lot worse off than that. Meadow obviously invested into the utility, and he's actually going to be. Well, he has the alarm bot, obviously the turret for free, but no nano swarms this time around. Even so, 3800. It's not comfortable. It's definitely not.
Well, attack timeout called in. This is going to be all the chips on the table for Vodafone Giants. And over on the Guild side, looking remarkably comfortable right now. But I do have to say, when it comes to Giants, having that ultimate, having the showstopper in their back pocket, we've seen Fatino single-handedly win rounds off the back of that. And I think it's going to be a major concern for Guild. This is somewhere that Leo can have a lot of impact, though, and we have already seen it happen. The gravitational wells, in particular, just completely destroying any sort of a faster push off the back of Seekers. which means that you can't really use the Seekers and the Showstopper at the same time. At least it's a risk, because if that gravitational well is baited out, your ultimate's pretty much useless, and you might even end up getting nothing, not even space gained for your Showstopper. It's tough to find the opportunity, and it's not like the way it used to be, you know? Before Astra was in the pool, you pop that ulti, you go wherever the hell you want, you know? You just
Good
pick
old
it,
days.
hey, let's rush A, and you were in. Not anymore.
Guild will sit back initially here, and Boombot sent out, didn't find anything inside Hooker here, and actually on the back of the recon bolt, Draken, sorry, Ambi, my mistake, actually rotated over towards A here. Going to play outside pipe, so he does have the opportunity, obviously, the ultimate down short, and then to close the distance and use it for B as well. Fortino actually the shoulder long. Not sure if Guild caught the edge of a player model there, because they're actually going to drift away from this.
Well, they're rotating over, looking for this A site. Recon into back. Reveal up. Oh, it's actually not going to catch all too much. Never mind. Both of them ended up stepping into it, so now they know. A lot of presence in towards Lambs. Hunter's Fury, good for a kill on the safe. Damage is well done, but Yassine's right in her blast pack play. He's going to bump him up in the air, but the ammo was too low. Went for the reload, and now Meadow keeps it going. On to Leo he goes, reloading up and looking for more victims, but there's barely anyone left. It's only Draken hiding down on mid. They're going to go for the defuse. Oh, Draken! He's got 3, and he knows they're not going to go for this. Now the Hunter's Fury has popped the first tag in the second. He's just going to eat it. Hoodie accepts death, and Guild hit double digits, tie up the scoreline with an utterly ridiculous clutch from Draken.
Oh my god. What an insane turnaround. And again, what is this? It's a 1v4, Mitch.
One enemy remaining.
And it's not even as if the spacing is almost perfect there, but there's no double swing. They go one by one, and Draken lands every single shot he needs to.
I was with you. Yes.
That's a round that's going to haunt them for a long, long time. 3 players peeking, all one by one. And the worst part about it is, a part of me almost wanted to say, like, excellent spray transfer, and then I noticed, like, he didn't spray. He full reset it. In fact, he stood up, stepped a few to the right, stepped a few to the left, sat back down, and started spraying again. And there's still no one coming out in time to kill him. That's pretty ridiculous. And winning it out with the Hunter's Fury as well, that's split-second decision-making, man. It doesn't get much better than that. It really doesn't.
I'm absolutely blown away that we're here. It's 10-10. Giants, financially, in the bin. Quite frankly. They have a showstopper. Meadow 2 away from the lockdown, but nothing else close. And Guild, I would say rolling in it. They have 3 or 4 rounds to spare. In terms of the economy here. Which at this stage of the game is massive. Giants have to do damage, even if they win this one. Like I said, financially, they can't trade out. It has to be flawless. Or, grand scheme of things, it's not that big a deal.
One up close, not going to be caught by that stun, but he will be caught by a bullet from Yassine. Hoodie on the backside, scout in hand. Fatino's covering up close inside of Hookah. They have to give up the side. Conceding it, but the rotate is made. The teleporter sounded out as Guild make their way onto this A site. There's still a Killjoy close. They know that now. They don't know exactly where Meadow is, and look at the position. Push down on middle, holding it down. And the steps are heard close. Deep flash. Here's the peek and the good kill. Showstopper connects to Draken. Upgrade from Meadow, and all of a sudden, a round that looks pretty much uncontested for Guild is in the hands of Vodafone Giants. It's theirs to lose with 30 seconds on the clock and the spike down in the open. Guild need to make a move here and now. Safe has been so huge for this team.
This crossfire is disgusting.
One enemy
Filthy.
remaining.
I mean, it's not even needed.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Meadow takes him down first. You seen sneaking up behind, but he's been spotted, and an awkward fight later. He's got
10
himself a
seconds
triple.
left.
If he gets a kill, he could
Showstopper.
showstopper it, but there's only 5 seconds left, and it would oh,
No
he's got
way.
it! He actually managed to snatch it from underneath
the
their nose.
showstopper.
Showstopper's popped. It goes out onto Meadow. He's looking for the ace. Yassine. Oh my God! He's done it! An ace from Yassine to put 11 on the board, and Guild steal the lead.
Oh my word. What are these rounds, Mitch? What an absolute fumble from Giants. In full control. Look at it. There's 12 seconds left. 12 seconds left when he gets that
10
kill.
seconds left.
How? Like they... Just how? And that... I don't know about you, Hypoc, but that is genuinely giving me adrenaline. Like, I can feel my heart beating in my chest. I cannot imagine what Yassine is feeling right now. What the entirety of Guild are feeling right now. They have made an incredible comeback. I was ready to count them out of this map. They're 4 out of the series. But the drive they have, it kept them in. And now they have the lead. 2 more rounds needed to close this out. And the way things are going, it's a lot more likely than it seemed a few rounds ago.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, historically, we talk about Guild and particularly Yassine playing with heart, and it just that never give up attitude. And that round right there, I mean, try and find me a better example.
99% of players, I reckon even CNED might have saved in that situation. 12 seconds to cross to triple. Get the spike, plant it, and then 1v2. No one's going for that. They've made a big mistake over on the Vodafone Giants side, and now they pay for it. But that previous round was a weak buy, right? Can't spam that wall, Fatino. Sorry. A lot of players being spotted up close. Shock darts coming in. Damage done. Nade onto Meadow is good, but Ambi returns it. And Fatino is just biding his time. He wants to go through this wall, and he will. A little bit too late to save David P's life, though.
Great comes through, though. Yassine will respond onto Ambi, and now Giants in a 2v3 situation. The plant is good for showers, and all 3 players from Guild going to stack up together. Multiple opportunities to come through and contest this defuse coming through. And actually the wallbang
Player standing.
actually line up. Coutinho traded out though. Such an awkward plant spot. The first one comes through though. Look at this hoodie. Still an opportunity to recover this. He's only got a classic left. Oh my God. What is this? No way. Leo's not with it. Oh my God.
I already know what's going to happen, and I want to beg the replay ops not to show us that.
Oh, just
Please.
throw to the outro.
Any piece of humanity you have remaining in you, draw on it to not show us this replay. Please. It was such a good attempt. Right, maybe they'll cut it
Player
off.
standing.
Oh, we're going with it.
No. Hold on. This kill, and that's it. All right, next round. No, next round.
Cut.
Next round. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, they did it. Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
Thank you. That was... You
Shout
spared
out
us all.
production.
Phew. Well, this has been an interesting second half. One that most people probably did not see coming. But Guild do not want to let go of that spot. They are running and gunning for Masters, and the Vodafone Giants, the David P versus G2 match. Might have to wait a while if it happens at all. Map 3 is looking likely. This Guild group up on this A side.
Seeing will able to slip through actually. They're going to leave him posted. This is really interesting. This is to catch that TP rotate. Potentially. I think he has to deal with the recon bolt though. But it draws the lockdown out. Look at this. Coutinho's the last man standing here over on B.
That is truly fantastic. Baiting out the ultimate, making sure that Vodafone Giants use up a lot of their utility that they would have wanted for the post. So no.
Not like this.
How have they let Fatino do this? They didn't fake A for long enough. for the full rotate to come in, especially Vodafone Giants have been so slow in rotating in the first place. Now coming through the teleported Leo has a golden opportunity, but he's spotted out. And now the duel is tough, but Draken comes in to help out. Tagged from far away, Meadow swings up close and is traded on, and we end up in a 1v1. Fatino, the hero of this team so far. Now, ooh, he gets dinked through the box, and he knows now that the defuse isn't coming through. Leo surely has this one in his back pocket, halfway stuck. He's bringing it all the way. Leo needs to peek, and he doesn't. 12 to 11 we go. Fatino, cherry on top, getting the final kill, and he even has Showstopper online to fight for overtime.
What is this game right now, Mitch? Some of these conclusions to these rounds are just out of control. Giants, I gotta say it, hanging by a thread right now. Look at the purchase coming back through. Showstopper, yes. 1 away from the orbital strike, 2 off the Hunter's Fury. Some key components, potentially.
Well, I mean, the orbital strike has been about as useful as a water pistol in this fight so far, but maybe this time it can turn things around. That tag in the early stages, maybe it won't even get a chance to be used. David P tagged to 7. He barely, narrowly avoids the second tag.
Leo eat 2 of those. He was down to 45 HP there.
I guess he did.
I didn't see anything else invested unless the molly did that damage. That's the only thing David P's missing.
Well, either way. 50 seconds left on the clock as Vodafone Giants hold down on the A site.
I don't want to see a late hit, Mitch.
Not versus a showstopper. You can't.
No.
You have to go. Or bait out that util, sure. Viper's Pit. Is this where the showstopper comes in? Is he baited into using it? Yes, he is. Fatino running down the clock, but it's only 35 seconds gone, and that was unlikely to find anyone. Good reaction from Guild, but David P does it again. He gets up beside them. Sure, the Boombot takes him down afterwards, but it's into a 3v3, and the time is so low, Hypoc. Fatino in for a double, and Leo needs a god tier clutch. Fakes out the plant. Nade is on him, and it's done. 12 to 12 overtime. Here we go. Wow. I mean, from Guild's comeback to reach 12, Vodafone Giants getting back in with insane clutches. I don't know what to make of this game. I really don't.
This is absolute madness right now. What an absolute gift. David P again just puts himself in a ratty spot. Finds 2, completely shuts this round down before he even gets started, I gotta say it. And great work from everybody on Giants here. Stacking up, playing the numbers advantage, right? Because they know there's one more in showers. Beautiful stuff.
I've had a knot in my chest for about 10 rounds now. This I can't take much more of this. We're heading into overtime here. Vodafone Giants somehow clutching their way back into this game. They had the lead. It was in their pocket. Guild managed to just about lift it out, but the last second the hand reaches, and we have a tussle for it yet again. Committing the ult orb towards the Viper's Pit. They didn't contest early for the long orb either on B long, which is kind of interesting. You would have expected like a deep flash into play, or that's what we see from some teams.
Again, presence shown at least, and again, this is no different from what Giants did in regulation, at least on their attack. 2 members stacked up inside showers, and actually the Trailblazer not going to spot that out, I don't think. Or potentially did, because Leo is rotating way ahead of the curve here.
Bonker wasn't quite ready for that. Little wall bang out of David P. Blast pack in. Fatino! Kraken deals with him, but he can't get out of there alive. Man advantage maintains. It sits in Vodafone Giants' favor. Leo trying to buy an opening to get in and do some damage, but his stun does absolutely nothing. It concusses a player on site, but the spike is still planted. And now Giants going out once again for these Not even the post-plan setups. David P doesn't have a molly, but Yassine in there for 2 huge kills. David P on the lurk up through middle, though. He's going to be able to help out as Ambi tucks close with a Hunter's Fury now in play. Making his way into Lamps. Great play by David P, but Ambi goes out, and we're down to a 1v1. David baiting him out, making sure that defuse isn't being stuck just yet. He's got to once again do that little jump peek. The player's still on it, and perfect timing. Well read by Safe, and that time just about works out in his favor. 13-12, and a fraction of 20 HP is the factor by which that round is decided.
That's so tough for David there. Again, I got to say, as soon as the Hunter's Fury comes online and both players show presence on site, sit deep in Lamps. David P's got the cross.
Yep.
A little bit of a misread there, but
the worst part about it, he went out to put a recon.
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't matter.
Bounce, you know?
Doesn't matter.
Like, it's you can actually get it on the wall without looking at the wall. That's the great thing about it. A damn shame. That's certainly one that's going to haunt them now, but I think they've got enough. They've got nightmare fuel for weeks to come now. That's how some of these rounds have gone. The guild now just one away in the overtime from bringing us to a map 3, and a great opening by Safe to make that outcome look even more likely. A hero is needed from Vodafone Giants. Meadow tucked behind the wall. Fatino again in with a double. He's even looking at Bath and eventually gets overrun by players, but out through the wall goes Meadow in a 1-for-1 trade. We stay even. Vodafone Giants looking to rotate in. The spike down on short can't be retrieved. Could even take it through the teleporter if they get the information on time. But there's enough players here. Yassine, oh, how is he not looking at heaven? Distracted somehow, leaving Safe to clutch it. A 1 versus 2. A player creeping up close and he catches him off guard. Could this be another clutch? It was looking likely, but Hoodie keeps them alive as we reach into another overtime. Hypoc, I saw Tom make the joke over on Twitter.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
If the rounds are all like this, I don't care how many OTs we get. Let's keep it rolling.
Again, and I understand kind of the logic behind this, but Meadow sits behind that wall for so long after his teammate Fatino finds 2 kills. There's not even I could understand if not peeking after the first, but after the second, I feel like Meadow should make the move there. Like, that could have been way more comfortable. Maybe Meadow's condition there is, you know, Fatino's called, yeah, give me up. Like, leave me on site, wait for the rotation to come through. But when he finds the second, I mean, yeah, thank God Giants recover there.
What a game, man. What a game on our hands. Timeout being called.
Confirms I'm probably the curse, right? I'm the common denominator now.
I think
Lauren's
it's you.
not even here.
I mean, the very first round that we played out, we had a tech pause. I mean, when I saw that come up, I was like, oh, this definitely isn't Tom. This never happens to us. I don't even know what a tech pause is. I'm glad we have this extended pause between OTs. Because I could have used that actually through this whole thing, like a 40-second break every 2 rounds. Yeah, that would have been fine, necessary almost.
This is where you get your money's worth out of timeouts as well. When the
yes.
when the pressure is on.
Now go for a walk. Get yourself relaxed for a moment. This nade could be good actually. Players forced back by it. Didn't go deep. Never mind. And we slow it down. Early posturing by Vodafone Giants means they gave up quite a bit of control. It's mainly B long that's the problem for them because obviously their turret is watching mid.
I was going to say, this is the first time actually where Draken's been able to tuck in this corner just next to the TP. And that's on the back of Ambi not being there, which has been the go-to default for Giants on defense. Now, I'd hate to see that have a knock-on effect here if Giants commit to B site.
Well, there's 50 seconds left, and it doesn't look like B is under threat. Once these smokes go down, though, there's going to be an immediate smoke that one way, you know, blocking off a lot of their opportunities from going towards that A site.
I'm so worried that Ambi has the spike and he's solo B long right now. I am... Okay.
No, he's coming back. It's okay.
30 seconds
Oh,
left.
he's just giving it away, and now he's gonna come up. So this is gonna be the battle of the Sovas to determine that long control, which could realistically determine the round. And Ambi's not checking it, he gets dropped. Draken maintaining control out here. He has a recon to play with, but he won't be popping it under too much pressure. 12 seconds remaining. Recon close will cover him as the spike gets planted right inside the site. Nothing they can do to deny that. They'll look to come out on post plants. Yassine just ran out. A safe attempts to battle for elbow and is shut down immediately. To hold on to Leo and Draken to keep this alive for Guild as Draken falls. Leo desperately wants to put 14 on the board. A 1v3 clutch seekers on their way, revealing his position even further. And the time not going to be all too generous as he drops out of hookah. I think that will be the end, and indeed confirmed by Meadows' shot. 14-13 map and series point for Vodafone Giants.
Switching sides. Match point.
This is absolutely terrifying if you're a Guild fan. Again, the journey these guys have been on this year, the highs, the lows. We've talked about falling at the final hurdle. They have to dig deep here. Giants, I gotta say it, feeling absolute control of the overtime rounds. Regardless of the outcome so far. Whew.
I've been a big outspoken critic of the Guild team. Nothing to do with the players themselves, just the performances never quite seem to be there. Yeah, I've never been able to justify kind of picking them to win big matches. And this was the first time where I was tempted, where I came in and said they are the favorites. You know, in my opinion, I think they are in this series. And yet Vodafone Giants are here. A ragtag group of leftovers from rosters who left them behind. He's blocking it again. Nasty, nasty stuff, but it didn't work this time. Both actually spotted up close. But yeah, you got your kind of the leftovers group, right? Even Meadow said, like, if that's what people are saying about them, great, because it just takes the pressure off them. They don't feel like they need to perform because, well, people think they're just the ragtag group of leftover mixes, so who cares? You know, if we lose, we lose. And that's a powerful thing to have on your back. Whereas Guild, I don't think they have that after being constantly 1 or 2 games away from qualifying to major events and held in high regard.
Is that Molly lucky? Oh, I say lucky. It's gonna do justice job, stop the pressure coming through onto Meadow, but safe. Slipped through the net. Fatinho not even going to hear the dropout here. That's a freebie. Guild will open up B's site. Elsewhere, actually, Hoodie finds Draken. 13 seconds left on the clock here. Giants
10 seconds left.
approach closer and closer. 2 through the TP here. So good split angles here on the retake.
They had nobody inside hookah and knew a player TP'd, and they just open planted the left side. That was possibly the bravest thing I've ever seen when Yassine is still alive. Nade could be coming in, a shock dart, anything, but luckily they managed to get it down. Now Guild take down Hoodie. Man advantage is theirs.
Standing ahead.
They're just tucked in. They're playing this one nice and slow. Not going to give it away like Vodafone Giants did a number of rounds ago. Yassine dealt with eventually, but look how many players are left alive. Tucked in the corner. Bonker gets spotted, but it isn't a problem as they reach 14 themselves. And another overtime is won out by Guild. We are going to be going
overtime
yet again. And over on the attack side is where Vodafone Giants will start this one. As I said, Hypoc, I don't really care. We can keep going all day. These rounds are delivering. I do think that Guild looked very scared, though. Like you saw in that attack side, they're like yo-yoing back and forth. I think they switched directions like 4 different times. And it was only eventually when Safe said, like, I think I've got an opening on B to go out, that they decided to shift over.
Yeah. And again, Fatinho's, dare I say, trust in the information coming from elsewhere, or at least, you know, the accuracy of that information. Be careful now, because there's rounds like that cause you to second guess yourself in overtime, at least, where you're not going to be proactive on the defense, and where, you know, Giants, like I said, will sit in a default like this. It's weird plays like that just go against the grain. They're tilters, right?
To make that kind of play in overtime and that kind of gravity, you know, like if Safe dies there, probability of them losing the round goes up massively, and that would knock them out of VCT, you know?
Yeah.
So pretty respectable for him to have the balls to make that kind of play. Oh, nice little flash around the corner. It's not going to grab anything, though. Gets destroyed before it can pop up. You're going to have a recon coming in. Safe is safe from it, actually. That's nice. And tucked up beside the smoke, I was worried about him getting spammed down. And as 3 players come out long, it's Yassine that greets them. The blast pack somehow keeps him alive. And although another one goes down, it can't explode. Vodafone Giants turn that one from a sob story into a victory very quickly. Draken needs to find someone, and he pretty much can't. His teammate Bonker completely split from him, and there's a free kill. It's still a 2v3.
We're here, and you can see how close Fatinho and Hoodie are stacked up. Ready to take this contact. I mean, it's dangerous. They're lined up right now for Bonkar and Meadow. Very split. No possibility to trade. They're both revealed on the recon here. Bonkar, got to be careful about this approach.
Last player standing.
Well, that is how it looked like it was going to be going. Vodafone Giants connect 15
Switching sides.
as we step ever closer to an end to this series, to this map, at least. Vodafone Giants, if they win this, they'll move on to face G2. David P will get an opportunity to have revenge against his old teammates. Meanwhile, Guild
Teammate.
would be out. Oh, teammate, indeed, yeah. The entire roster is gone.
I mean, it's the name that matters, isn't it? That's the story. That's the story we'll run with.
Alarm bot out.
And they're going to put... Again, this alarm bot has just got deeper and deeper every time we've seen Meadow switch it up. It actually opened things up. See a trade, actually, on long here towards Fountain. I don't know if that was a bit of an aggro push there on the defense, but he's going to find some early information. They're going to walk longest, too. Safe's got to be careful here.
Oh, he wins those. Oh, he wins those. An easy double spray down for Safe. One away from old Seekers Online. They'll be popped just to guarantee that information is solid as it moves in towards the spawn. Meadow and David P with a very difficult retake on their hands. There's 4 players that they're up against.
Spike planted.
Well, my guess is we're going to another overtime. We'll keep it going. Let's see if that holds true or if Guild are going to slip up. I love it. They're all going long together. 3 players tucked in here. And it's the bait that really catches my eye. Leo is going to take contact. He's going to take a fight, possibly die. There's no way they check the corner.
Okay.
Yassine peeked out and he's left on 16 HP. Luckily, wins the duel. Otherwise, that would have been a disaster. And now he's healed all the way up. No way to win this, surely. And indeed, we are going to another OT.
Who have we upset in a previous life?
Overtime.
I don't know about you. I'm enjoying this.
Honestly, my tolerance, I've probably only got another 2 rounds of overtime in me. The 4 rounds
going to
total.
pass out.
This is just insane.
I'm out of stuff.
And again, it's on the back of so many of these overtime rounds are opened up with both teams kind of stepping outside of what we've seen in regulation, what we've seen in the early overtime rounds at least. And really being willing to take the round into their own hands, which is something we just haven't seen. And particularly, I'm talking about Giants on the defensive ones.
Bomb buddy out.
Well, I have to say, after the game that we had the other day, myself and Tom, 40-something rounds, this is nothing. This is like the warm-up. Let's keep it rolling. I want to map 3 out of this one. Especially because Draken is using the Odin. Now, he is using this in a position that is dear to my heart, of playing it inside of lamps to try and spam through and take some kills as they come middle. Really, really powerful, especially when you have that gravity well.
I hate you so much right now.
Dude, I'm serious. Draken, they're going towards A. If they gravity well at the right time, or is that star on top? No, if they gravity well this, he's getting 2 kills.
I don't want to see it. I really don't want to see it. So no, you're going to have the smuggest smile on your face as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, here we go. They're starting to step up. Draken's watching for it, but he's not actually wall banging it. Instead, he's holding out a little further.
30 seconds.
Here comes the Gravwell, and oh baby! Quick double by Draken, making it work. Such a strong position for such a strong weapon. And here comes the plant. Vodafone Giants, despite losing 2 to Draken, they still managed to overrun the site, dealing with Bonkar quickly. And Hoodie and Fatino quickly fall to leave David P in a clutch that he cannot win. We go 16 for Guild, as they now step one step closer to hitting a third map.
This is crazy. And again, it's the nature in which these rounds are playing out, which is
Switching sides.
the mind-blowing
Match
thing.
point.
I mean, I rarely say this in overtime, but I'm praying that Guild close out here. Honestly. I want to see the third map. Both teams, I feel like, in terms of map 1, mistakes on both sides of the coin. Early on in
Spike
bind
down
as well.
A.
Both teams now hitting that final gear. I got to say it. Zescht will appreciate that one.
They're revving it up with
Yeah.
the gearbox maxed.
We've had a
and,
full service. Oil changes in. Filters are good.
They've actually just done their whatever test. We call it the NCT. They've just got their car signed off for the road. Then they tinted the windows. Oof. Looking good. Maybe they put a spoiler on it too. Who knows? No spoilers here, though. We don't know who's going to be winning out this map, but just one round away, Guild are looking to take us to map 3 and keep their dream of Masters Berlin, Masters 3, online. Bonker planting it in as we speak. Meadow taking quite a lot of damage to the snake bite. But he's still tucked in the corner. Safe clears it even after the snake bite's been down quite a while. Another hero needed for Vodafone Giants. The recon revealing... Actually, not revealing them at all. I don't know where that's gone. Deep into Bath. Little flank play by Yassine, and it's all done. 17-15.